Welcome to DIYTryin.
Brew something new.
Patrick Norton.
I'm Michael Hen.
We need more coffee. This is YourFaultTested.com. 3 a.m. the Oktobercast will hands me a tube filled with the black blood of the earth. It is potent but smooth. It is the ultimate in cold brewed excess, vacuum extracted. Go to Vibranium Labs to learn more about the world's most dangerous coffee.
Coffee. Got it. I had no idea what you were talking
Not
about.
spider, no, coffee. It's amazing stuff. Here though, we're gonna teach you cold brewing, steeping, infusing. It doesn't matter what you call it. It basically means letting grounds sit in cold water for hours.
So I had no idea this was an actual thing that people did until I found on Amazon they sell like concentrated coffee syrup, basically. And I was like, oh, we should try this. And then you were like, why don't we just make it?
Yeah, this is pretty easy actually, and I gotta say Will was the one who basically told me how easy it was, and I realized I've been seeing people make cold brew for years around cafes and restaurants. It eliminates most of the acids and bitterness. It's a lot smoother. Some people call it sweeter. The aroma and flavor are not quite as intense as hot brewed coffee.
So this doesn't have to be just for iced coffee, right?
No, a lot of people actually will either heat it up or add hot water to it.
Okay.
So there are a lot of fancy ways of making cold brew, but pretty much every barista or chef I've ever seen dumps grounds into a glass container or a 5-gallon food service bucket of cold water, then lets it sit for 12 hours or 18 hours or 24 hours or 72 hours or just whatever their crazy ass internal recipe says it should be. This is not orthodox, but we're not an orthodox show.
So now it's mixed, we just let it sit, right?
Yeah, for the next day or 2 or 3, and then you filter the grounds out. I'm using a Melita designed to pour water straight into, or pour over straight into a thermos bottle. People for cold brew, they use toddy systems, these French presses, they use these weird overpriced creations for making cold brew sold at the kind of foodie shops that sell vegan turnip toddlers. But most pros I've seen just use a wide mouth container.
I saw a cool thing where someone took an AeroPress and then they cut the top off of a bottle, or the bottom of a bottle, and they put a hole into the thing so that it was just dripped down. So like after 4 hours, the water dripped out and then it was ready to go.
Most cold brew recipes call for the medium roast coffee of your choice and around a 5-to-1 water to grounds ratio. The quality of the coffee, the grind, the ratio of grounds to water, the time it steeps, whether or not you stir or shake the grounds in, all influence the final product. Including whether or not you keep a power crystal near it at all times.
It's a lot of variables here.
Yeah, and most of them really don't change much. Most recipes say coarse grind, fine grind.
I like the fine grind better. It was stronger at least. I guess if you're like doing double the amount that is on the package, then it probably doesn't matter. And then you're gonna be stuck with like a syrup anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think the really biggest impact is how long it steeps up to a point. I'm leaning towards 24 hours this month. This batch has only gone 12 hours, so it's gonna be a tad weaker than it could be.
I think we should drain the rest of this so that we can share with the studio crew.
I think you're right.
Yeah!
Watching coffee filters, like watching grass grow.
Well, while you're waiting for this, you can check out our sponsor, lynda.com. Go to lynda.com/DIY, you can learn something new instead of watching coffee filter out.
That would be a good thing. Did you finish that Photoshop tutorial?
I did, and I feel much more comfortable because I have to make the thumbnails now. That's why they're just screenshots.
lynda.com/DIY, they're a sponsor. Please support DIYTryin by supporting them. And I am actually watching coffee filter.
It's just like watching paint dry, but better. So this is pretty good just as is.
Yeah, I think it's because we only use 2 tablespoons per cup. A lot of recipes tell you that you should experiment with 1 to 3 mixes of concentrate to cold or hot water. I don't know if it's either my origins in bonus cups, Descendants and Jersey Diner coffee, but maybe we just didn't use enough coffee to make it the scary stuff that we read about.
I've tried some that it literally doubles the amount of coffee that you put in there, and that was very like almost syrupy.
You've also experimented with tea in cold brewing.
Yeah, so that was, I'm more of a tea drinker, and I use this, like, usually it's really acidic Irish breakfast tea, and I just put like 5 or 6 bags in there, and then it tasted completely different. It was almost like lemony when you don't get that flavor at all when it's actually brewed. It was pretty awesome.
Have you ever made sun tea?
No, I haven't.
We're gonna need you to fix that.
Okay.
We want to hear from you. Send photos of your completed projects to @DIYTryin on Twitter or DIYTryin@revision3.com. You can send ideas for projects there too. Comment down below if you're on YouTube.
Please.
Yeah.
Share with friends. DIYTryin.com if you want to subscribe to RSS. YouTube.com/DIYTryin. Go there.
Please.
I'll see you next time. I'm Michael Hen.
I'm Patrick Norton.
I'll see you again.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Smooth.
Wow, it's a lot better than I thought.
What does that mean?
Thank you.
You know, I get that reaction really more than I expect on this show.